Hello ladies and gents, welcome back to the Barrett Kendrongwa channel. We're going to be talking about a culture difference today. Now I'm sure you may already know about this one. Relationships. I know you're all interested to hear about the relationship culture differences, so we're going to be talking about one today. The timeline of the average relationship back in the UK and many other Western countries. You may meet, let's play out an example, a scenario. You may find somebody on social media that you like the look of, so you message each other, you get to know each other for a few days before you meet for the first time. Either that, or you might meet in a bar, that's quite common, and then meet again a few days after that. You might see each other for, I would say on average, maybe 2 to 3 to 4 months before asking them to be, officially your girlfriend. Typically it's the same as here, where the guy will ask the girl, but sometimes it's the other way around. And then, you might be together for, I would say minimum 1 year, probably more typically for 2 to 3 years before thinking about moving in together. Because we see that as a very, very big step. You've got to be really sure that you want to be in a long-term relationship, and you've got to be really sure that you like this person a lot before, committing to live together. And I'll talk a little bit as to why I think that is different to China very shortly. And then after you've lived together for a couple more years, you might decide to propose. And then maybe within a year or two after that, you might think about having a child. Now I would say typically, on average, it might be from the day you meet to the day you start having kids, it might be 7, 8, possibly up to 10 years. Depending on what age the people are, I guess. But in China, holy moly, it's a lot quicker than that. And a lot of us foreigners who come here come to realize that very quickly when they're with a Chinese girl or a foreign girl with a Chinese guy. Typically here, it's a lot quicker, as you will be aware. You're probably listening to my Western timeline thinking, holy shit, that's a long time. Yeah, quite typical here to meet and to become boyfriend, girlfriend very quickly if you like each other. And then, straight away, move in. And then, there's a lot of pressure from families and stuff to might get married and having kids. So, let me know down in the comments what you think sort of the average timeline would be for the average Chinese couple. I suppose it's probably quite different in the big cities as to the rural areas as well. But I'd like to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Just back to what I was on about earlier, being that we see moving in together as a much bigger thing. Partially, I think that is down to the reason that when you're moving house or apartment in the UK, it's a much bigger job than it is here. Very typically in Chinese apartments, there will already be furniture in there for you. But in the UK, you most often you will have to buy your own furniture. So moving apartments is a big job, People don't tend to do it as much as they do here. So maybe the idea of moving in and then needing to move out 6 months later is not too big of a deal in China. So possibly that's contributing to the reason why it's not seen as such a big deal to move in together. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments on that one. Anyway, that is another culture difference between Western world and China. Hopefully you did enjoy my insights on that one. We will see you in the next one. For now, take care.